I want to show you how to prepare a ham today. They're one of those things you can buy in a supermarket already done, but they're ever so easy to make at home and it's much cheaper doing it yourself. They're a very big bit of meat. It comes from the back leg of pork. It's the hind leg that they cut off. So it's quite chunky, and what you first of all need to do is work out if you've got a big enough pan. So check your kitchen. Sometimes my butcher's very friendly and he'll often lend me a big pan. So I've got a very big stock pot here and I've put the meat into it. Now, sometimes, again, it's good to check with your butcher if you're buying one from a supermarket that's uncooked. Read the labels, because sometimes you need to soak them overnight or boil them for 10 minutes beforehand just to get rid of the excess salt. But quite often nowadays you can just pop them right in. And what you want to do is just bring it up to a boil. You can add some onions if you like, some carrots, and then turn it down to a very gentle simmer and skim off. You can see there's some scum that's risen up here. So I'm just going to skim that off like this, because you don't really want that. And then you just let it cook away for about 25 minutes per 450 grams. And then you can pretty much leave it. It will take quite a long time because it is a big bit of meat. But what you need to do, just check back every half an hour or so and just top it up with a little bit more boiling water, because you do really want it to be covered. Then when that's done, you need to take that out. You can keep the stock, use it for a soup. It's lovely with a lentil soup. And then when it's cool enough to touch, put it on a board, and what you want to do is to take the skin off. Now sometimes this will peel off, sometimes you need to use a knife to get rid of it. So you want to just take the skin layer off. What you don't want to do is take off all the fat, because when you cook it in an oven you actually want to keep that, to keep the meat lovely and moist. So I'm just taking that off like this. Now this ham has actually just been salted, but if you look out you can also get hams that are smoked as well, which I really like. It's one of those things that was used in olden days, as they say, just to preserve meat in the winter, so it keeps that little bit longer. So there we go. Not the most beautiful job in the world, but it's not that hard to do either. Take it off like this. There we go. And there we go. You can see this one's got a bone in it. Again, it differs from butcher to butcher as to how your meat will come. Sometimes butchers will actually take the whole bone out for you and just wrap it up. So if you don't have a big pan, then you should ask your butcher to do that, because that really does cut down the size. Now I've taken the skin off. We've got a lovely layer of fat, and all you want to do is score the fat, and I do it into kind of a diagonal crisscross shape like this. You just need a sharp knife, and you don't want to run it down into the meat. You just want to very gently score through the fat like this, and then just run it the other way like this. There we go, and that will help the fat drain away. Now topping wise, I'm going to use marmalade, which is a really classic way of preparing it, but there's all sorts of flavourings you can put on top. You can put breadcrumbs if you like. I've also tried using treacle as well, which is lovely, and things like mustard goes really nicely with ham. So that's one of those things you can really experiment with what you like and try out new flavours. But fruit I often find really works well with that salty ham flavour. So just pat on. It's probably about a quarter of a jar of marmalade I'll be using for this ham. You just want to dab that all over. Don't worry about making it too neat. It doesn't have to be perfect, because we are going to pop it in an oven and cook it some more anyway. So put that all over there. And then what you want to do to finish it off before serving it, all you need to do is pop it into a really hot oven. About 220 degrees should do the trick, and then depending on your joint of meat, it'll take anything from about 20 minutes up to about an hour for a really big one. And all you're doing is just caramelising the skin. So here's one I made earlier, and that's beautiful. You can see the skin's lovely and caramelised, it's rich and gold. That's perfect. You can eat it, pull it straight out of the oven and eat it, which is what my family loves to do on Boxing Day. Or alternatively, in the summer, I think a ham makes a really good picnic treat. So you take that along with you, take a sharp knife, cut it up on a picnic. And the beauty of a ham is you've got sandwiches always left over, because it is a big bit of meat. And that's how you cook a ham.